Hello everybody, welcome to Yuki Cooks. Today's recipe, white velvet cake. And when I say white velvet cake, it means a stark white cake. Absolutely no color in it. It's a white cake. It's a pure white cake. And it's very easy to make. Just follow the steps. Also in today's video, I'd like to share with you the secret of making a hatless cake. We are all guilty of making cakes with domes which result in a lot of wastage. So there is a secret tip. If you want to know, keep watching. Let's start off by measuring our ingredients properly. We are taking 300 grams of all-purpose flour. If you don't have a measuring scale, you can use 1 cup and 1/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour. Add half a teaspoon of baking soda and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. After that, we'll sift everything and keep it aside. This is our dry ingredients. Give it a nice mix and keep it aside. Take 1/4 of a cup of Greek yogurt. To that, we'll add 3/4 of the same cup of full fat milk. If you do not have access to Greek yogurt, you can use simple, plain, unsweetened yogurt. Now add a tablespoon of vinegar, it's white vinegar, and give it a mix. After that, you'll have to whisk it and keep it aside. This is your wet ingredient. Now measure 170 grams of butter. This is at room temperature and it's unsalted butter. Please don't take salted butter, otherwise you'll ruin the cake. Moreover, it has a very deep yellow color, so you won't get a white color with salted butter. Whisk it for around 5 to 6 minutes. After that, we'll add 200 grams of caster sugar. You cannot use any other sugar, you have to use caster sugar. If you use regular sugar, then it becomes very hard to get it incorporated into the butter. So it's better you use caster sugar or fine sugar. Add it to the butter and then whisk it till it becomes nice and pale. Whisk it for around 8 to 10 minutes. After that, take 3 egg whites. We won't be using the egg yolks. Just give it a light whisk. We do not want to make a meringue here. And add it to the butter. Add it slowly and keep on whisking until it becomes nice and fluffy and it becomes very nice and pale. For this, you will be needing at least 10 minutes of whisking. Here you are. You can see it really up close. It's very pale and fluffy. Now we'll start adding the dry ingredients. Just add 1/3 of your dry ingredient and mix it. Remember, we have to add the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients in 3 parts. Now add 1/3 of the wet ingredient, give it a mix. After that, we'll whisk it with a blender. Remember, you have to add the dry and the wet ingredient alternatively in 3 sections, in 3 parts. You cannot dunk in everything together in one go. So, you have to be a little patient. You can see that your cake batter is turning extremely white. The only thing that is not white is the butter. Other than that, everything that we are adding in is absolutely white, and this results in a white cake. Also, the white vinegar that we have added will result in a very fluffy cake. This is what they use for a red velvet cake. So, go in with the final mix, and after that, you'll have to whisk it till it's very nice and fluffy. You have to follow the steps and you have to be very, very patient out here. Remember, you cannot skip any step. You have to go very, very slow. Now you can see that our cake batter has turned extremely white. It's very pale. Now we won't be adding vanilla essence to this because vanilla has a very dark color. So we'll be adding almond essence to this. You can add rose water. Now here comes the secret tip. Have a look at it properly. This is a DIY cake strip. I have wrapped a wet towel with a tin foil and that I'll wrap to the cake tin. This will give you a hatless cake. We can buy cake strips, but the best strips are from Wilton and they are very expensive. So I'm showing you this DIY cake strip. Now pour the batter into the cake tin. This is going to take a little bit longer to bake because of the strip. What happens is, when we don't use the cake strip, the cake burns from the outside and it cooks very fast from the outside, resulting in a dome-shaped cake. We'll bake the cake at 170 degrees C for around 30 to 35 minutes. Now you see the cake is out of the oven and you can see that there is absolutely no dome and the cake color is absolutely white. It is not burnt. I'll turn the cake over and you can see there's just a little bit of browning on the top, and after that you see from inside it's absolutely light colored and it's so soft and moist that you don't even have to put any sugar syrup to it. Cut it in 3 equal parts and after that we'll start making the whipped cream. The drill is simple. Take 300 milliliters of heavy cream and whip it. If you want, you can add sugar to it. Now comes the fun part. It's very easy. Now you can use your imagination and you can decorate the cake as you want to. Stack the cake slices with the whipping cream in the center like this. Smoothen it out with a spatula. I just learned that if you use a good quality spatula, it becomes very easy to smoothen the cake out. In fact, here I'm using the Jamie Oliver spatula. It's slightly on the expensive side, but it helps a lot, especially if you are a beginner. Now you can just decorate your cake as you want to. Thumbs up if you like the recipe. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell and enjoy the decorating part of the video. Thank you so much for watching. See you later in another beautiful and exciting recipe.